Manchester is red. Welcome to the Man United agenda. Manchester United 2, Man City 0. First of all, before I say anything, Carrick, sign him up. Sign him up right now. Sign him up right now. No. We'll reel it back in. Obviously, my name's Rio. I have to do that. But yeah, brilliant result. Smashing result. People, welcome. Smash the likes on that. You know, you've got to do it. You've got to do it to Manchester Derby. Smash the likes. Lovely. Yaba, Column. Yaba, how are you? Come on. Feel good.
I tell you what, I'm always skinning when I'm winning. And what a result today. What a performance as well. We're going to talk all about it, man. All you Man United fans, I hope you're happy today. Take the negativity away just for one night at least. We're back in top four for a period of time. And what Carrick's debut at home against Man City. And we just looked like $1 million out there. Really buzzing right now. So, yeah, enjoy the show.
Absolutely, man. And Colin, a wonderful watch along for you, kind sir. Well done once again. How are you feeling?
My voice is gone. It is done. I don't think I've ever cheered the ball hitting the back of the net so many times and only 2 of them count. No, I'm ecstatic, mate. Honestly.
And that's, you know what? Say we normally have a structured approach on this. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the negatives. There won't be many negatives on this, if any. We have to give credit where credit's due. The lineup came out, a few shocks. To be honest, with me, I'll be honest, I weren't fully shocked. You know, me and Yaba, I know we went through it for the preview. I think prior to that column, you called out for a certain Magnifico not to be in the starting lineup, and I think I did hear you on the watch along kind of put your hands up and say, you know what, you may have got that wrong. Yeah, Colin, do you want to address that?
I did. I turned around and said, Bruno's been absolutely outstanding for us, and I put my hands up on the watch along and said, look, I will admit when I've got things wrong. I got that wrong. Without Bruno on the pitch today, we might not have won this game. To see what he was fantastic for us.
Oh,
perfect,
that's
man.
nice.
Perfect. Man United fan VM09 in the chat. Howdy panel and chat legends. Don't want to go overboard, but that was an obliteration. Could have been 5 or 6 and defended superbly. Magnificent from the start to the end and a clean sheet. Third one of the season, I believe. I think it's incredible. Big up Irish Pit Terrier. Big up crew. Love hearts. Best performance in over 3 years. Bold statement, very bold statement. But you know what? We've been deprived of good performances, so you're probably not wrong there. Congratulations on the win from Serious Fan, but football unfiltered, great game. I've got a sore throat. Love the match. So, Colin, you are not the only one there with a sore throat. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, back to the starting lineup. Obviously, big man, the main man, Yaba, Maguire back in that centre-back lineup. In a game like this, you can't really go wrong with Maguire. I know you've got a lot of love for him. A lot of people do have love for Maguire, and maybe more people need to be on the same train as you with that Maguire-Leacher partnership at the back. How did you find it?
Yeah, so obviously he's come back into the side today, and also Leach has been off with injury as well. So you'd think, oh my God, big game for them. Are they a bit rusty? I just want to salute the guys that filled in for them, like Heaven, for example. He's been fantastic. But when you really look at it, when you've got looking for experience and guile and real defensive attributes, you got to go with Maguire. What a player he is. You see him driving the ball forward. You see him getting in tackles, winning loads of headers, standard stuff, which usually other players are not doing correctly. Maguire's a fantastic player, and I think it'd be a real sad thing for me if we lose him, because you only miss people when they're gone. What a player he is, top class. I've always backed him, and as today, you can see, he's had some bad games, but today wasn't a good game in partnership with Leach as well. 2 experienced pros really put the work in to ensure that we minimise the chances of the opposition, who are one of the best teams, scored more goals than us up there with Arsenal on the table. And when it comes down to it, as Leach said after the game, the whole team has to defend. So it's not just these guys. but they make the whole team defended in front of them to make it easier for these guys. And that's when, and I think that comes from leadership. Maguire and Leacher, they're leaders and they orchestrate and tell people where to go and how to position themselves. And they give you a bit of encouragement when you're playing in the team like that to know that these guys are there for you. So fantastic defensive performance and great selection by Michael Carrick to put them back in.
Yeah, and going on to that, obviously, defend as a unit, and that's what they did in unity completely across the park today, interchanging. A lot of people would, Kabi, Casa, switching up positions, and Mbeumo, and obviously I want to talk about Mbeumo because I'm no Shesko, so we did call that out. And Colin, thoughts on that? I think you see it on paper and you're like, oh, he scored a few goals, but after the performance, the way that the first half was going, do we understand why it was done? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Sheshko hasn't got the same attributes as an Mbeumo. Mbeumo's, very powerful. He's very quick. This is why we've got him. We've stuck him against some inexperienced players that City had in the back line. I don't think Sheshko probably would have handled the game that way. He would have been the target man for the flick-ons for Mbeumo. That would have been the thing. So I think we've really confused Pep with the way that we've gone with this game. Because I'm presuming he was expecting, the big man, the 6'5" striker we've got to be there. He's the target man. Let's stick man on him. And we've gone completely away from that. We've gone, no, let's do the United. And I know I've criticised this, but I'm going to say it. Let's do the United of old. Let's get fast, pacey players on who aren't afraid to run at people and get into the space. And it's worked.
Yeah, bang on. And I think that was it. I think the game plan was clear. Be compact. And obviously, I mentioned before, Colin, I think Carrick's going to try and control the game. We didn't control the game in terms of possession, but we controlled it in a different way. You can win a game and control a game without having the ball. And, Erling Braut Haaland, I was wondering when he was going to come on the field today. I was a bit shocked. I saw him get subbed off. I was like, is he coming on? But no, he got subbed off. And I think it was it the podcast with Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt? And I think they said that Haaland's going to pick up Leacher and run with him in his pocket this game. No. There was an opportunity in one of the I don't know if it's the first half actually. No, second half. Ball's been played long, and Leacher has gone to Haaland and gone, no, I am having this ball. So Haaland, where are you? Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Haaland makes an appearance once again.
Rumor has it Haaland's still trying to climb out of Leacher's pocket.
That's it. Football.
And do you notice as well? Do you notice that Haaland stuck to Leacher, thinking you're the weak link? I'm going to stick around you, and that didn't work out too well for him.
Football Unfiltered. Yeah, but I've been Maguire's harshest critic on the channel. My God, we've missed him. Bang. Big statement. Andrew in the chat. All right, fellas. New Shaw would start. Excellent performance and 2-0 flattered City. It really did. Luke Shaw was brilliant supporting Dorgu. His first touch was unreal. Dorgu was excellent too because he got forward and crossed it earlier. And I want to touch upon the Mandalorian. You know me, guys. I've got a soft spot for Patrick Dorgu. I've been calling it out for ages and ages and ages. Yeah, he's young. He still needs to tweak it. He does sometimes look awkward on the ball. For me, my man of the match in terms of just pure passion, constantly going, and he's working on the end product. And we'll go in order with the goals, of course, because obviously it was a 2-0 game. But I just want to give a special shout out on Patrick Dorgu. I'm really enjoying him at this moment in time. But yeah, on to the goals. First goal, caught them on the break. Lovely attacking goal. Almost like the old Sky advert when that Part G song I think it was to Rooney, to Ronaldo at the end of it. They'd had a poor corner and then we just broke on them. And it was one of those games where at that point, we'd had so many opportunities in the first half with people not holding their runs or making the wrong passing choice. And I thought, oh my God, this is going to be one of those opportunities. But no, calm, cool, collective. Bruno onto the ball, finds his man in Mbeumo, the October player of the month, which I like to add. And slots it away. Yaba, thoughts on the goal? Happy with it? Any complaints, if any?
Yeah, no. I think with professional football, when you look at like how you score goals, This goal reminds me of Cunha's goal a couple of weeks ago, where a through ball's played, someone's made a good run, and he just hit it first time in his stride and slotted into the goal. No need for touches. Keep it simple. And I think if you keep it like that, simplify the game. Just like that, you're going to get abundance of goals rather than looking for interplay and all that kind of thing. It's a lovely break again. And I was looking at Bruno had options. He had Ahmad on the right. He had Dorgu outside him, and strong willing runners getting forward, creating space. And as a defender, you're backing off, saying, "Who do I pick up?" And obviously, Mbeumo's made a strong run, held his run as well, stay on side. And it's a great ball. When you're traveling with the ball like Bruno is, at that sort of pace, and to play a nice ball into the player's path, where he didn't even have to take a touch. He knows the guy really well. You're familiar with the guy. He's left-footed, played it onto his left side, and beat the keeper. I mean, the keeper was outstanding today. And I thought, it's going to be one of the games where, like Neville Southall, it's going to be a rock. It could be a wall out there. Won't be able to beat him. But just put it in the corner, nice and easy. Simplify the game, and that was fantastic. I mean, this is one of many chances we had. This one was clinical, and I want to say welcome back, Mbeumo. You've been fantastic. I've seen fans around us with their T-shirts on, and Mbeumo. This is because, like Dorgu, you just mentioned about Dorgu there. Dorgu was involved in that goal as well, making a break, strong, aggressive running, giving 110%, a physical athlete as well. That's what you need, getting up and down, up and down. Now, when you've got those basics, the fundamentals there, you can develop your game, work on shooting, technique, crossing, all these other things can come into it. But these are the fundamentals these guys have. And Ahmad as well, another player, being on tour with these country Ivory Coast. He comes back hustling, closing down first half, helping out Dalot with against the Belgian winger. Running out there, hustling. These are the attributes that Man United fans want to see from players. And you want to see that all around the pitch. And when you've got 3 or 4 players doing that, it's infectious. It rubs off. And that just shows people, I better put the work in today. And that goal was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Nice fast break. But once again, Bruno Fernandes, don't think it's not easy what he does. It's not easy. He's got all the attributes. And when you look around the league, since Kevin De Bruyne has left, people say he's fantastic. Bruno's been on par, if not better. He's a world-class player. And I repeat that. Bruno Fernandes is a world-class player. We saw that today. He was outstanding, probably the best player on the pitch, and provided a lovely pass for Mbeumo to slot it home. Delighted.
Yeah, man. And I echo the what you say about Bruno. I think he does go under the radar a lot of times. But I think it's more us as a fan base, we can get frustrated with him because we know exactly what he can do. And, when he has a bad game, it's a really bad game. But when he's on it, it's always a 9, 10 out of 10, to be fair with you. He's a chance magnet. He creates chances for fun. And his numbers will go down in folklore, when he's gone, whatever. He will always be on those stats or chances created over the last 10, 15 years. Absolutely. Absolutely. Colin, you happy with that goal? Overall performance of the attackers in general?
Yeah. I mean, I can't really fault them at all. Like you said, it were a very quick attack. They've had a free kick, I think it was, and we've just hit them very quickly. The way that we set up for that was absolutely fantastic because the defenders didn't have a clue what to do because you had Ahmad running down one way, Bruno was charging with the ball, you had Mbeumo making runs in front, and you had Dorgu on the left going forward. So even if they decided, let's go man for man, I'm going to go over here and take Ahmad, I'm going to go over here and stop Mbeumo getting this ball. Bruno's still got the ability. Bruno could have took the shot on. So we did very well just to quickly turn their chance into our perfect opportunity just by literally smothering them with too many players because they couldn't have done anything about it. So, yeah. And that pass from Bruno, pinpoint exactly where Mbeumo, I think exactly where any striker would want it, and the shot past Donnarumma, who I think, I mean, that guy needs his P testing after today's game. I'm telling you, he was everywhere and getting to everything. So, yeah, I mean, fantastic goal. I can't really say much more.
Yeah. No, bang on. That Donnarumma, man. There's a reason why he's the best goalkeeper in the world. I think that goes without saying. I think he got a bit lucky with some of the ones where obviously the shots have gone straight at him. Casemiro, what are you doing? Just smash it, man. He tried to dink it. I get it. I do get it why he's tried to do it, but it's Casemiro that's not in your ballpark to be doing little digs.
And Donnarumma was already on the ground as well before he hit it. It's like you could have just dinked it to the side of him. And
if that goes in, we're like, oh my god, he's Brazilian, like But yeah, Casemiro, you stick to your defensive duties. That's fine. You probably got a nosebleed, to be fair, being in that position. What else? What are people saying? Up in Bromley tomorrow, real Bayern. Okay, Andrew, enjoy yourself. AC can't believe we scored 5 goals today with 3 disallowed. What a total destruction. I love it, man. The feel good vibes. Chat. If you haven't done so already, smash the like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Feel good factors. Bruno is dog shit. Okay.
But this is what I mean. Like, we've scored 5 today. 3 of them were offside. Maguire's hit the crossbar from 2 yards out, and Ahmad hit the post at the end. That's 7. That's 7 opportunities that we've created that we could have scored.
Yeah, man.
And Casemiro.
When he hit that bar, when Maguire hit the bar, I thought, it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those games. And you know what? Again, people can easily say, oh, we got dominated because of the possession and the amount of times that we would have sat back and camped. But again, if you're confident with your defending, with your inbox defending, which Leacher, Maguire are really, really good at doing, we will say to you, have the ball, you need to break us down. And so many times they tried a through ball, and then all it was Leacher and Maguire going, oh, there you go, Lamans, there you go for you, pick it up. And I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. It can be a bit nervy, but at the same time, most of it, I was just like, don't think they'll create anything here. Do not think they'll create anything here. And they didn't. No, they didn't. Yeah.
They didn't. But I think that as well is down to Carrick's tactical awareness that he had. Because if I don't know whether you guys noticed it as much as what I did. When we were defending, we went into a 4-4-2.
We did. Yep.
And when we were attacking, we switched to 4-3-3.
Yep.
So we've got more people back when we're defending to cover as well and help every single one of us defend. You know, how many times did we see Mainu stick a foot in and Casemiro stick a foot in, and then the ball coming loose, and then Maguire or Martinez or Shaw, or not so much Dello, but he were all right at times. Be the first person to the ball, and then they stick their tackles and the constant helping of each other. I mean, I think the 4-4-2 does that so well compared to the 4-2-3-1 or whatever, because there's too many people forward. 4-2-3-1, and we're just expecting the 5 at the back to do the job. Whereas if it's 4-4-2, we've technically got 8 defenders, all fighting for each other.
It makes it really hard for the opponent to break you down. You're in 2 banks of 4 plus a 2 to just kind of, screen across, go left. And then what happens is, then when you want to counter her, because it was Bruno and Mbeumo that would end up being the 2. Bruno drops in, has the ball, and then you've got wingers, which he tried to do many a time, and to spread, and then sometimes try and go along to Mbeumo. But I simple. It's the basics, but I think we always talk about this basics, and I think Carrick did that to a T. Just got it structurally correct. I don't know what your thoughts are about the structure.
Yeah, of course. So obviously, when you're with the ball and without the ball, 2 different structures. It was really interesting to watch. Like Colin today is taking interest in how we were setting up and when we were with and without the ball. So obviously, when with City, you expect them to have a lot of possession, and sometimes they can suffocate you in possession and get you in positions where you can't play out because you're so deep. So with the wide guys like Dorgu and Ahmad, for example, today, what they were doing really well was not coming back into the back line and just sitting there being ultra defensive. They had a structure, and it's about being compact and making the pitch small. So if the ball's over on the left-hand side, you could see they would sacrifice leaving Dorgu on his own and say, if you want to spray a ball out there, we just shuffle over. So they made the pitch really small, getting in amongst them. And what happened is you got to play like Phil Foden. These are guys that are supposed to open things up in situations like that. And he was unable to do that because whenever he got the ball with his back to goal or in little areas between the lines, he was getting munched. There was people around him where he had to play home, keep playing home. And when they did, so once when you make the pitch small, compact the play like that, and make it congested, when they do spray the ball over to Dorgu, which was a plan to get 1-on-1 because he's really dangerous, Ahmad was able to come over and help out, or Casemiro, and help out Dalot as well, and really made the effort to get there. And even Dalot was concentrated enough to say, come inside with the centre back. Soon the ball goes out there, do the work to get out there really fast on his first touch. And these are just basics. You talk about, I mean, if I can work it out, and I'm not really qualified like some of these top coaches, and anyone can see it, these are just the basic fundamentals that we need to do to have a good structure. And as it is a great demonstration of that today, with the way we kept clean sheet, prevented them from having clear-cut chances and open us up like hot knife through butter. That wasn't happening today with the way we set up. So really pleased by that. I've seen in the past when wingers sit back and then we want to counter and we lose the ball because there's no one there. That's the difference today. They didn't do that. They allowed us to stay in the position that when we did break, as you saw with the first goal, there were numbers there to get forward. And that's something really key, what I noticed from the performance and the way that Carrick set up today.
AC in the chat. This is how excellent we can be when our top players are around. Bruno was outstanding player, playing at his best position. Good point. Good point. You know, Bruno back at the 10. It does make a world of difference. I also, Courtois is miles better than Donnarumma. I also think Raya is. Fair enough. Fair enough. Matt, lovely Rio. Thank you. Maguire, perfect game for him. He was great today. Yep, definitely. Yaba, do you want Amrin back? Oh, that's a big question.
Who asked that question?
Max.
Do I want Amrin back?
Yeah.
I don't understand the context.
Okay. We'll talk about Carrick. We'll talk about Carrick and obviously what it would have been. I did say in the week, don't rule out top 4 because we got a lot to come back and everyone around us is struggling. And then obviously the second goal, gents. Cunha, you know, comes on as a sub. He didn't start, but when he came on, absolutely incredible. And it was a kick up the bum that he probably needed. And that's it now. Strength and depth. We've got ability to swap, change where we need to. Does he start the next game? We'll talk about that in midweek. But yeah, comes on, ball across, in that corridor of uncertainty, what we like to say. And all it takes is for someone to take a risk, take a chance. And that's what Patrick Dorgu, the Mandalorian, did. It was there for ages. Rico Lewis just letting it, Bernard's watch, time stood still, but then Dorgu was still moving while time was frozen. And at the back post, gets his well-deserved goal. And that's what I love, be in the box, pull it in the box. That's all you can ask for. And if you've got players making runs into the box, you'll cause havoc. You'll cause absolute havoc. Colin, happy with that last goal? It's simple.
Yeah, it's simple football. Everyone knows, like, whether you're a professionally trained coach or you're going down and playing at your 5-a-side team or 11-a-side Sunday League team, if you're in the box, you've got a chance of scoring. And he's made his own opportunity there. I know obviously Cunha's whipped this ball in, but he's made his own opportunity by getting to that position. And I think, I don't know whether people agree, but I think Šeško needs to look at Dorgu's movements.
He does, to be fair.
Because Dorgu finds himself in these little positions that are very fortuitous for strikers. And I think if Šeško can start doing that, he'll bang more goals in as well.
It's bang on in the first half at the back post. Bruno, that wonderful ball across. And Dorgu's there, has a chance, and it happens, the ball will fall to you, if you just keep moving around, just making defenders guess, and he came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. I thought the chance was gone. It was one of them where I was like, oh, bloody hell. Yeah, keeper's going to smother this. But no, he took a chance. And, if you run past a defender late and they don't notice, you'll either get the ball or they'll panic and take you out. And that's what's happened. Yaba, are you happy with that?
Yeah, I just want to say, like the other day, I was really critical of Cunha, and for the right reasons. I said, if you want to be a better player, you need to give up the ball, play 1-2s, don't just run into traffic all the time. Just be more simplify your game, and that's exactly what he did. When he came on today, he made a crunching tackle in defence. Closed things down. He got good cheer for that. We know he's got those mentals. He's got a mentality. We just need to steer it in the right direction with his playing game and simplify his game completely. And that's what he did. I think what's really interesting, because we see a player like Dorgu gets in situations, not Dorgu, sorry, they're Doku, who plays for Man City, one of the best wingers out there in one-on-one situations. But a lot of the time, he get the ball out wide, look up, you've got two players in front of him, and play it back, play it home. And people get frustrated about wingers. You're supposed to get the ball. If that was Giggs, he'd drive, have a go. And what happened with Cunha today, he just shot O'Reilly, because O'Reilly's thinking, right, I'm here, what are you going to do? And Cunha's like, I'm going to take you on, I'm going to drive hard. And he got that yard off him and crossed the ball. We rarely see that in today's football. I see in modern football today, rarely see proper tackles, rarely see players getting taken on in those situations like that. And Cunha got the ball and just drove at him with the intention to whip a ball in, you know? And he could have got a cross, could have got a corner from it, could have got something, but he just took him on. And I think that's for me, O'Reilly was shocked, you know? If this was 1984, no shock, you know what's going to happen. Like, this is 2026, and O'Reilly was thinking, right, clearly, you know, I'm just going to run with you or hold you up and you're going to pass it back. But no, he drove, crossed the ball into that corridor of uncertainty, and obviously, fantastic run. You know, you got to, listen, you could make that run like 10 times a game and not score. But if you keep doing it, you're going to get goals. And Dorgu, I mean, for him to come in now and score and have a good performance as well, based on not technical ability, not the greatest player on the ball, but based on those fundamentals, which I mentioned earlier, about keep making those runs, keep being consistent in that respect, and you'll get your joy. And that was a great performance by Cunha in a little cameo that he had to come on to show fans again, I'm sorry, that's what I like about him. Played badly, benched, came on with the little minutes he had, and wanted to prove to fans, actually, I've got more about me and I'm going to try and get this right. So really great goal. And obviously so many great chances. Like you said, we were talking there, 7 or 8 good chances to score against Man City. Am I dreaming? Is this a wonderland? Is this a fairy tale? I don't know, but I'm sitting here with you guys, touching myself, pinching myself. Yes, this is real. This is real. What a performance.
Yeah. I mean, just to let you in, I mean, I'm going to give the warning out here. Nerd alert. To let you into my personal life, I watched a anime that's about football recently, and one of the characters in that says there's 4 things in football: physicality, which you can control; your mental state and mentality, which you can control; your ability, which you know what you're capable of; and the one thing in all of that you have to make yourself is your own luck.
Yeah,
your what?
Your own luck.
Oh, your own luck. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and it's bang on. It's bang on. And that's, you know, that's probably Dorgu in a nutshell. You know, he's not this all magical being of a player. You know, you pull it on X now, you type in Dorgu, there's pictures of Gareth Bale showing up. So, you know, I'm kid you not, I kid you not. If you do it, you'll see pictures of Gareth Bale, you know, and he's young. There's potential. There's a lot of potential there for him. So onwards and upwards with him. But yeah, gents, man of the match for me, I'm giving it to Patrick Dorgu for me. Yaba, yours?
For me, it's obvious one. It's Bruno Fernandes, outstanding player, world-class player. And I'm just endorsing him. I know Dorgu performed better than he should, than he usually does. And you see these performances. But there's only one player on the pitch who didn't play well for me, and that's Dalot. But when the other 10 players are performing, then it doesn't really show that much. But Bruno Fernandes, man, what a player. And I will say this over and over again, world class. In the Premiership against one of the best teams, he shone. Phil Foden, exit. Shirky, exit. You cannot test this guy. He is a flipping wicked player with desire and everything else. And he showed that again today. So no doubt for me, he's a man of the match. 10 out of 10 performance from me for Bruno Fernandes.
Colin, man of the match for you?
I think we've all gone for different man of the matches,
and that's
to
good.
be honest.
And that's so good. I love that.
I've gone for Martinez.
Okay.
Because he was solid. Yeah, he was solid at the back. You know, we all know, well, we don't all know personally, but we all see how difficult it is for somebody to keep Erling Haaland quiet. He did not give him a sniff. He was there intercepting stuff. He was putting the tackles in. You know, I think the partnership between him and Maguire works very, very well. You know, you got the power and the height and the speed and tenacity all in the 2 players. But yeah, so yeah, I've gone with Leacher for mine.
Love that. Absolutely love that. People, if you haven't done so already, get the comments in. Tell us your man of the match. Andrew, Bruno, Maguire, Kobe Minu in that order. Yeah, it's actually weird. We've not mentioned Kobe. He feels like he's part of the furniture again, isn't he? Like he's back in the team.
We need to talk about Kobe because there was a suggestion that he'd be dragged off the pitch. He's losing it. He's getting a bit tired. But he does, look, this is a player a couple of years ago was playing for England in top tournaments, in deep into tournaments, into finals, and was a revelation. And he doesn't become a bad player overnight. I understand the previous manager, was kind of pigeonholing him, thinking he was just going to do one job behind Bruno. And we saw today just what a great talent he is in tight areas. He's so strong. I saw no homo here, but I saw when he came off the pitch, they had footage of him going down the tunnel. He took off his shirt. And his traps and everything was there, just strong. That just showed me because that's why you're so strong and physical. You can hold up players. What a talent! He just gets out, give it to him in tight areas, which is a midfield joy. Give someone a midfielder player in tight areas, give them the ball, and he can spin away, read it, scan, and understand how to get out of trouble and just play it simple. He's a simplified. He plays a simplified game, but it's not easy to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
We will go into detail with Kobe on the aftermath. Actually, we'll deep dive in a lot of this
Welcome back,
performance.
Kobe.
Yeah, definitely. It's a breath of fresh air, and we saw the confidence on his face. So we'll definitely deep dive into the into the performance a little bit more on the aftermath, and that will be on Monday. Gents, it's been a pleasure. You know what? I always say this: the early kickoff. We've done our business, and now we can just sit back and relax. I don't know if any of you are close with Arsenal fans, but if you do look, there's a lot of Arsenal fans congratulating us. I wonder why. Deal with your own business, Arsenal fans. Don't worry about us. You need to focus. All eyes on you. The eye of Sauron will be gazed upon you now for the rest of this season. Don't let it slip. Do not bottle it, Arsenal. Do not.
And we play next week.
I know, but there you go. Yep, next week. So Carrick is at the wheel. We won't jump into signing him up, or even though I've already done that. But yeah, big test. He's passed it. Test one. He's done it. So what a better way? No better way than to winning the Manchester derby at home. You have outschooled Pep. So I'm very, very happy with that. Yaba, any final words before we wrap up, kind sir?
Thank you, everyone. Tuning into Man United Agenda. Glory, Man United. And make sure you subscribe, tell your friends about it, and keep following the channel. We love the club, and we love to have you on board. Thank you so much.
Colm, how are you feeling? Last words, kind sir.
Now, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my day. I'm going to keep partying. Fantastic result for United. Hopefully, more to come. And I'm going to go and watch Spurs get beat later because it's funny.
Look, they're losing at the moment. So there you go. Yep, 1-0.
Sorry, Demo.
The gift that keeps on giving. Everyone, thank you, of course. People in the chat, it's been amazing. If you've not done so already, smash the likes. It's been an incredible day. And then obviously you've got the weekend to look forward to. But yeah, people, thank you, gents. It's been wonderful. We will be back to Monday with the aftermath on the game, and we'll get Carrick's comments in the conversation. But yeah, I've been Rio Says Football, joined with Yaba, Colm, and yeah, Manchester is indeed red. Mador.